Hey everybody, welcome back. I gotta make sure, do I have enough hard drive space? Yeah, 2.7 terabytes. That should be long enough for a Slay the Spire run. Let's see what's going on here. We did beat Ascension 18 last time, which was very nice. Do you ever notice the Watcher has a Call of Duty hit marker over here? I can't... You know, it's a beautiful sound. I wish I could make it. On Switch last night, I got to the first of 2 bosses on Ascension 20. Timekeeper sat me down a little bit, but it's proof that we can get there. I'm thinking properly. This is a tough one. These are not my favorite choices. Upgraded Eruption is good. Common Relic, you never know. I'm gonna try the Common Relic. I think I need to. I mean, I constantly at any given moment in Slay the Spire, I'm constantly oscillating, or vacillating. I never know which one's which. Well, you made my decision quite easy for me on this one. Just between, like, you know, relics are useless. Relics are the most important thing in the game. You know, cards are useless. Cards are amazing. All you need is defend. All you need is attack. Like, I hate that those are our options there, but, just, kind of endlessly flitting back and forth between, like, the extremes, right? But I will take a conclude. I definitely feel like we won the last run. I mean, it was a good deck, but also great relic construction. Dude, a vault? Okay, so I didn't even look at the other cards there. Vault is kind of incredible. We can't really take super amazing advantage of it yet. But still, like, in principle, I'll take 1 damage here. That's an amazing card to get without having to even sacrifice, like, your rare from the boss to get it. I'll take 1 damage again to sneak out this conclude. That didn't go badly at all. Now, we haven't taken any extra defense, so it's on the list, right? I think we can make a wallop work. This does 12 damage. It's not bad. I think we just do it like this. We end up taking 4. Anyway, like, I don't know, there's probably like an analog for this somewhere. There's probably a good analogy, which I guess comes from analog to begin with. We're not necessarily committed to stance changers yet, so let's just grab that. Then we'll probably go for the Eruption upgrade. But I basically, I'm guilty in Slay the Spire of essentially, I would say, tunnel visioning on the most recent piece of advice that I received. And the most recent piece of advice I received that I recall, that wallop's gonna be clutch, man, is, relics are insanely important. Not surprising. For you to be able to snowball your run from, like, relatively weak power to relatively strong power. So I am hopeful we can get there. Hold on. I'm just trying to think. Let's vault first. This is, devastating is not the right word. It do be hurtin' a little. I think I'm gonna let you hit me for 40. Just to basically guarantee we're gonna hit you with lethal next turn. That's not incredible, but it's actually, I don't think it's that bad. I gotta tell you, I mean, an upgraded lesson. I also want the battle hymn, to be honest, but the upgraded lesson learned gives me a lot more freedom to actually rest. Give me the gold for now. If we want to rest. I think we can rest once. Who's our boss? Okay, it's probably the toughest. I'm actually super happy to have, like, concentrate or consecrate and conclude on this one, believe it or not. But we'll start with the obvious. Love an upgraded strike. Love an inside joke. Hope to be part of one someday. This will give me 6 block as well. A conclude will win this fight. But basically, I felt like we could rest once, and then we could smith at the next campfire, and then we could fight that elite, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Molten egg. Man, that's going to be helpful. I do feel like we need some more block ability. I do feel like we need some more attack ability, but I feel like we're getting there. You know, inch by inch, row by row. We're getting there. Knowing what we're going to go up against soon, I do feel like this conclude scales nicely relative to our other options. It's a great time to have gotten it, honestly. Usually, this is a thinker. I don't think you need to pop lesson learned. You can play it whenever. Could we get a kill if we used Wallop? Like Eruption for 10. You're on 30. Wallop and then Strike would do it. We're not necessarily likely to be exiting stance next turn, but we would be taking no damage in the process. Yeah, I think it's okay. This also, I mean, like, I think it's okay for us to leave the vault in our deck and then get it on a later turn. Should actually give us, like, this is unfortunate, but, or is it? Now that I look at the amount of damage we're doing as a result of this, maybe it's not unfortunate at all. Maybe it's kind of sick. I think we want to kill you. I know we could consecrate. It looks like Miss Lethal, but is not. Now we're just going to stall for a lesson learned because that upgrade is worth a lot more over time. We should have actually eaten that turn, by the way. Maybe not. Like, we could have defended twice just to get out of that turn, but whatever. Just consecrate you just to make sure you're closer. Come on, just give me that lesson learned. You know what's in there. You can't hit me. I'm so happy we took safety. There we go. Gambling chip is actually also extremely sweet. I'll take a second to Deceive Reality. And I think we could get an upgrade going here again. Let's get one of these Deceive Realities upgraded. I feel very good about this deck right now, with one very unfortunate exception. And that exception is... No, hold on. Eruption? Let's go! That exception is, we need some kind of attack engine, but I'm not sweating it too much yet. This is good. Obviously, we want to be able to exit stance, but a safety is really strong in and of itself here. There's our stance exiter. Like, because this guy, he gets a little... Well, he actually gets, like, a lot stronger over time. But I think we have the engine required to get there. You're doing 20. I'm scared. Now that I'm actually involved in the fight, I'm more scared than I thought I would be. But just keep in mind, like, almost all of the damage that we do is going to come from these turns where we have Eruption. So if things look bad, but you haven't, and I'm willing to take one, but you haven't played an Eruption yet, then don't worry about it. You still got time to escape. I think we're going to want to defend. Eruption will mean you're doing 32 damage. But this will give us tons of block. Yeah, I should have done the math, honestly, but It felt right. It worked out right as well, although I don't know if I would rely on that. Like, we're getting very lucky to basically play straight to the margins here. That's so lucky to draw Eruption again. And now we only have to hit you 2 times next turn, basically. Or maybe even just 1 time, 28. Wow, very lucky to hit that with a lesson learned. And we don't need a second lesson learned. You know my opinion on Wish. I'm no longer that impressed with being able to get a little strength or, you know, 8, even, it starts at 6, but eventually 8-plated armor. I think the energy cost is like a little high, even though it's really fun to play with, so we'll scroll this one up. I need attacks, but I totally think we can play Busted Crown. I think our deck is in a great spot defensively, so the only thing we really suffer on right now is enemies this scale. Even just something like a Battle Hymn would really hit the spot right now. So we can dump a Defend. I think we'll dump a Basic Strike too to try to get a better attack. 7. We could take 3. I'd really rather not. This will be a good test for us to see where we stand here, which is what people probably always say when it's not going that well. Hey, hear me out here though. What about a vault? There's got to be something here, even if we don't play our vault, right? So like if I Eruption for 10, you're at 30. This is good enough. You're gonna do 22. We can play this just to get 20 block off of it. And if we're gonna do that, we should play it first so we get the 20 block while you still have 20 HP. And then we just kind of... I mean, we don't want to get hit for 36 is the first thing, but... like, on top of that, we literally could kill you. But instead... I am going to try to... I'll take 2 damage to fish for this lesson learned. And I really don't mind at all. Now, I think we'll dump an Ancient Potion to get a Liquid Memories. That's Simmering Fury is not really what we want. But extremely important here is to buy cards that will let us attack more. So, do we want to duplicate? We could duplicate a vault, and 2 vaults usually works pretty well. Every 6 turns get some intangibility. It's not possible to get that and Battle Hymn, and I really believe in the Battle Hymn. So I will double our vault, even though they're not upgraded. I mean, that's what Lesson Learned is here for. I'll cut a Basic Strike. And now our attack situation should be reasonably handled, I think. Find some potions. I think that as good as a Flex Potion is, a Stance Potion is preferable. I don't think we can really play Wallop this turn. Also, we could just pull it with a potion as well. I know which enemies I hate now. You are definitely one of them. So I would definitely not mind using a potion here. I'm also thinking, though, isn't there a way, like if I use Liquid Memories on a Wallop, for example, that would get me to 18 block. Also, you would then be on 48. 28 dead. 46. Okay, so my math... Oh, because we have +1 strength. I forgot from the curse. Either way, this just makes you even more dead. That's exactly the card I would have chosen. I'll take it. It's good. Like, just the damage from it is pretty decent, I think. 75 gold to remove a card. I'll commit to that. I'll pull a Basic Strike. Keep the deck running, you know, nice and lean. I don't see a great reason to not fight the Elite. We're 1 potion down, which is kind of crappy, but apart from that, everything's lovely. So we'll get 2 extra draws here. This is a really good first turn. I mean, this... I'm like, dude, honestly, like... Stance potion? No, I think you can wait on the stance potion. So we want to play Battle Hymn. Consecrate's just a gimme. Then we'll vault out of it. We don't need to play Vigilance. This is really good, actually. So we'll Miracle early. No stance Exeter, so I think we'll go Eruption first. Then I'll just smack ya. Then I'll get 20 block. And then I will re-enter the state known as Calm. And would you look at that? I mean, this is potionless right now, and I think we're doing a wonderful job. I love having a safety in hand. What's coming up? All of these, I think actually fixing our draw is the most important thing. We already have 1 safety in hand. We gotta, like, I'm trying to get to that eruption as soon as possible, basically. So I will not play our smites. We'll still just hold those because they work super well with an eruption if one comes around again. We got insanely lucky that this is exactly how this went down, by the way. So now we've got enough smites to actually just kill you. But rather than kill you right now, while it's locked up, we might as well fish for the lesson learned. And knowing that it's coming around again, I think we might as well keep fishing for the lesson learned. And this is getting, like, downright comical. Now it's guaranteed. This is... And we've had lots of amazing runs. Eat dirt. No question. But this is really good. A cheaper vault, I respect it. Because it does... It's less that we are more able to play it. Regret, kind of annoying. 2 strength, kind of sick, though. But we have such a thin deck. Why not just take the guaranteed gold? It's less that we're able to play it more easily, and more that we're able to play more before we play it now. It makes the turn before the free turn that much better. I think this is a fine start. We will battle him guaranteed. We'll definitely consecrate. We should have dumped Conclude for what I assume are obvious reasons. But that's okay. Deceive Reality is pretty important. Fear No Evil. This would do 5 damage to you. I'm inclined to think that that's not so bad. And then we're looking for an Eruption next turn. This is the kind of enemy I'm not going to worry too much about, like a lesson learned. That being said, I think we're going to draw a lesson learned next turn. So that does 21. Smite would do 19. 21 totally works. Third Eye's popping off. I mean, the only thing I can really say about this right now is, like, this is proof positive of how important a lesson learned can be to your overall victory condition, you know? We could definitely kill you with Conclude, but that leaves us in, like, a really tight spot here. 21 block is not going to happen, but I actually really like this draw. So I think what we're going to do is play it, fix our upcoming draw, so it looks a little bit maybe like this. Then I actually think, well, let's play our Miracle, let's play our Battle Hymn, and let's play our Defend. Then I'm going to use Snecko Oil. Having fixed our draw up, unfortunately we basically just have to play into Vault, but having fixed our draw up for what we wanted, I felt like we stood a good chance to get out of that. So this is 8 block. We want to get to 21. You have to die. That's unfortunate, but I guess it's not 8 block if we hit you. We gotta make sure we're doing this at the right time. This is a much better time. So, this is good. It's actually like a really good draw. So we get the upgrade. We pull it back here. We are gonna take, we're gonna take a hit, but that's okay. It's only a hit of 4. This is, like, just do some damage and then bail territory. We don't, our next turn's kind of stinky, too. I think we actually benefit from scrying, past most of this, just so we can hopefully draw into better stuff faster. So the eruption's important. Can we get a kill with it? Eruption for 10. You're on 73. We have 5 energy. 73, 26, 26, 26. Okay. This is really good. That's not, but overall, it's going pretty well. I love this early vault, man. Get that wall up out of here. We need, more than anything else, we want AoE. I'm willing to fish pretty deep with this scrawl for some kind of AoE. Conclude wasn't exactly what I wanted, but this is okay, because we will drink the potion, enter Wrath, play Consecrate. Conclude now gets 2 kills. Now Conclude gets 3. And I think that's fine. Although I mean, obviously it kills them, but like, I was thinking maybe we'd want to fish for a lesson learned, but it's still good. Normality, Foresight, thank God. Prostrate exam, shame. Normality, we do not want it. Devotion, we do not want it. Foresight, I think we could fit it in this deck. And then Devotion, I don't care for necessarily. I would love to have gotten the extra Eruption, but... Okay, so it's just a little scary because, like, we want to make sure we're good for this boss fight, obviously. A Vigilance is fine, but I do think we could kill these enemies faster. We play a third eye to fix your deck. We don't need the lesson learned yet. Let's keep one Deceive Reality up just to get a safety in deck if possible. And then Consecrate does 9. So we're off to the races. Conclude is tempting, but not as tempting as a Battle Hymn Vault, just making our life, you know, and into another vault. I think, like a smite into a vault, and then this guy's like, what the heck's happening? I thought we were in a good spot a second ago. I had a bunch of friends joining me on the fight. I think, honestly, you're dead next turn, and you're probably dead to a lesson learned. Enjoy your stun lock, good sir. Top of the morning to you, laddie. Look at this. Gremlin Horn is also really nice. I would say, and though I hate to admit it, I'm like, this for me is just a rest, just to stay safe. Did we fulfill our requirements on this one? What would our requirement be? I wonder, you know what? I'm like, maybe you could let a vault simmer. No, don't. Play it early. Get the Ascender's Bane out of your deck, though. Did we fulfill our earlier problem on our previous boss fight? Well, we'll start with the obvious. What was our earlier problem on our previous boss fight? We didn't have sustain. Like, or we had good sustain, but we had bad attacks. I would say this is definitely a situation where I feel a little bit, or maybe even a lot bit stronger. I really like what we got going on here. We have to Eruption. This requires us to be able to exit our stance next turn, which is not guaranteed. If we can't, though, we'll probably still be able to kill some enemies and then use the Gremlin Horn to draw into Vigilance, hopefully. But as a hedge, well, you know what you can do? I think you could play a third eye first. And then we do have a Vigilance coming up. Let's keep a Conclude up there as well. And then, knowing that that's happening, I don't think we need a safety in hand, and instead we could just prioritize hitting you pretty hard to make our life easier on the later part of the fight. So I think we like this, but we can dump maybe the strike for a better draw. And Consecrate is a better draw. So Conclude does 34, but we're going to need the Vigilance out of it. This turn's going to hurt. Not a ton necessarily, but enough. Actually, it's not going to hurt like that badly at all. Maybe we don't even play the Conclude here. I mean, it's literally 4 damage that we would be taking right now, and we'd lose cards. I wonder what cards you would even pull. I honestly, okay, hit me for 4. I know we're going to basically waste the Gremlin Horn trigger here, but we are also doing 17 damage to the boss, which is not insignificant. Still don't need that lesson learned. Okay, so Consecrate is your gimme play. Eruption is just a beautiful thing. We don't want to... No, we definitely don't want to exit stance, so you can just die. We'll smite you. Wallop is only 20 damage, which is not really that much. Do we want to maybe... as good as this is, like, as much as it seems like why wouldn't you do 20 damage, I feel like we can guarantee more than 20 damage by just making sure we draw Vigilance, but not necessarily... Oh, we can still play it anyway. Like, just fixing my draw so it's better for the next turn regardless. Now that we got the Smite there, or the Scry, so we didn't have to worry about it anyway, but... so you have 83. We could hit you for 20. 54. That's 54 plus, that's 80. Hold on. You don't need to do the math. That's a great proof of concept that this is working pretty well. Still don't buy it. I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I think that a Cursed Key is incredible here. We got the money to remove bad curses from our deck. We play 2 powers. That's not that bad. We also, it's been made very aware to me. I'm just trying to think of the elites we fight here. I kind of like this right side path where we just get a lot of question marks. You know, don't worry too much about this. Like, just use your brain. We kind of need defense. I don't think a Consecrate is bad for us here, and a Strike could be better. So let's start there. And a Vault is actually what I wanted. Anyway, I have not been focusing on the words that have been coming out of my mouth, but I feel really, really good about where we stand on this run. A Conclude is mighty tempting. I actually like our draw for the next turn. That looks good to me. You're doing 36, which is no joke. Just kidding. It's a joke. We get to hold our safety. We've just been very smooth on this run. Am I willing to say, in so many words, that it's just like the ocean under the moon? I suppose I could be persuaded. Would I accept that it's the same as the emotion that I get from you? You're saying it, not me, okay? I think we gotta start with something. Look at this, okay? Now, a Vault is like your obvious choice, but if you don't have to Vault, and instead you could just like Foresight and then Conclude, like, this is better than we've done against any Spiker in history. And you are dead to a Conclude. In fact, you're dead to a lot. Okay. Inner Peace. I think we could fit it, honestly, and I think that the draw is nice. We don't have a ton of draw enablers here. We don't really want more powers. A Tantrum is kind of interesting. And 1 strength is good. But you know me, I'm like... for some reason, you know, many years ago, people told me, hey, NL, you know, if you thin your deck gets better. And here I am, like, refusing to ever change that. I do think, though, we should... I mean, with 200 gold, we have another shop coming up. Let's save our money. Those relics don't really... you know, I'm not going to lose sleep at night thinking we didn't pick up Vyra or whatever. Love this. So you're gonna... Miracle... to make space for Scrawl. You're going to battle him because you know you're going to play it regardless. Make space for Scrawl. And then, because we have a Vault, we can be very aggressive. We don't need anything but attacks right now. And then we'll Scrawl. We got a cheaper Consecrate, which is lovely. I think you're just dead. I don't want to enter Calm accidentally. Maybe you're not dead. But maybe you not being dead is actually kind of sick. Because we can wait for our Lesson Learned to come out. Which it did. And then we'll smite you and Lesson Learned you. Look at that. Inner Peace gets upgraded. Entropic Brew, like, crushes any other potion. We have a surprisingly solid AoE deck. Conclude is a very nice card. Are we really willing to just dump our defend here? Like, it's kind... You know what? We don't need Inner Peace early. So let's dump our defend on top of that. We were fishing for a little bit more than this, but... Eruption is 34 damage. You know me. I'm like, there's a way out of this. I don't know what it is yet. It's probably related to using 2 potions. A block potion. Hey, look. I think I can live with that. People will probably say things like, NL, you overspent on that there, but hey, by not taking a lot of damage on this fight, we can upgrade another card. Who knows what the power of upgrading another card could do for us at that campfire instead of being forced to rest just for some HP that seems to get us maybe stuck in that spiral of like upgrade, like rest, lose HP because your deck's not that good, rest, lose HP because your deck's not that good. We're out of that cycle right now, which is a beautiful thing. What I would like to do is just avoid slipping further into that if possible. So I'm just trying to burn a little energy, like, while we're here. We could play, like, a Deceive Reality. We know we have a Vault next turn as well. I think we could take a strike here. We are really looking for an Eruption above all else, but just trying to work the enemies, like, a little lower so that realistically we can kill them all next turn, preferably with, like, a Lesson Learned. But if we don't get the Lesson Learned, it's fine. We did get the Lesson Learned. So, it's a tricky one, because I don't want you to all die from that. Mission accomplished. Thanks for the upgraded defend. 2 regen potions. Would you look at that? We can't use a Conclude and a Vault on the same turn. What we can do, though, is hold both, and then if we draw an Eruption, we'd rather play the Conclude because we'll wipe out these 2 enemies. Instead, we're gonna Vault. It sucks a little bit because we wasted some potential value here. I mean, we were fishing for something that was it was kind of far off. That's okay, though. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it too much, especially now that we got ourselves in this beautiful Gremlin Horn chain here. I think you're gonna die. It would be nice to be able to fish for the Lesson Learned. Like, how much... You put up 20 block, I think? That's almost nothing. Like, I'm not trying to embarrass you or whatever, but it's, like, it's really sad. We have so little left to upgrade. We have 1 defend, and a Vault, and a Foresight. I'm just being honest. I think we can fish for it. I don't think we even need to enter Calm. If this ends up backfiring, then I'm just stupid, but... We'll hit you. You got 25 still up there. Okay. You got 12 still up there. We can scry. Yeah, this is no sweat. This was the right play. You don't need to consecrate. In fact, you don't need any of these except for lesson learned. Look at that. No thank you. We got a lot of max HP too. I mean, that's probably obvious, but we're going to have a fully upgraded deck in all likelihood. This is very smooth. Again, is it just like the ocean under the moon? It's been suggested. Great draw. 12 and 14. We're not getting a kill out of that, which is unfortunate. I'm not willing to... Honestly, we might as well play it. We only have a couple of cards. Actually, we only have one card, and it's a defend that we're trying to upgrade right now. So, it doesn't seem that essential, or essential at all, really. Another vault on this one, huh? I mean, we want... Give me some safeties. You're doing 36. So if we wanted to block everything and play our conclude, we would need to have 50 block. Which is actually very easy to get to. We could consecrate... we could consecrate... and then conclude. That only does 52, though. I think we're better off... Play your conclude here, and then we'll just try to execute the exact same turn and get around to conclude again. So a foresight and a deceiver. I mean, we might actually be able to just ice one of you right here. Like, that's pretty solid. And then we can kind of do the same. Wow, that's easy enough. I'm happy with the double regen, honestly. Whenever you shuffle Scry 3, sadly not exactly what we're looking for. I'm not sold on us needing more block right now. Is this our last shop? Probably. Which sucks because we are about to get a curse. We could choose to skip the relic and skip the... No, because it's when you open, right? When you open a non-boss chest, obtain a curse. I know that it would give us strength, don't get me wrong. No one can accuse me of not thinking on this one. One, two, three, four. I think you could accuse us of not having enough attacks. Give me an empty fist. I'm not going to remove a card. I'm a changed man. I don't know what you want to hear from me, but I decided not to even open it because I feel like things are going super well. Certainly don't need to upgrade all cards or heal to full HP, so let's just get a rare relic from this fool right here. You can play Lesson Learned, but it's more that it costs some money here that I'm not willing to really spend. 40? Well, there's... Literally, we could do 40 damage to you, then why not, right? Well, we could probably do even better now. That's math. Science, Mr. White. Donkey, dunk, dunk. We know we're going to play this. We're probably going to play that. Let's scrawl it out. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's get a Deceive Reality out there, then an Eruption. We're gonna play a Vault, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, what we're gonna play on top of this Vault. Let's get another safety in hand. That allows us to do a lot more damage. We're aggressively using our safeties now. It's a new world. You're doing 20. It's alright. I don't mind spending that much to hit you for a decent chunk here. I mean, this is mighty different than our previous turns. 32 is this nothing, man. I'm just being honest, it's nothing. We still have 3 energy left. Just to be safe, I think... Oh, Vigilance is too expensive. It's not that bad, like we're still overblocking by 14. We could have killed you faster, but maybe that's not that relevant. So I like this because we can... we're already in Calm, now that I think about it. We can Empty Fist, Fear No Evil. We're back in Calm. Inner Peace. Now we got an Eruption. We're drawing past where we were a second ago. And then every single smite takes you one step closer to death. The Shovel, honestly, Shovel kind of sick here. Gives us something to do with that final campfire. I'm willing to lose 5 max HP. It gives us something to do with that final campfire if our HP is full. Which I can't necessarily guarantee that it would be, but obviously there's a hope. God, I love Eruption, man. Give me a Foresight here. We basically just... We're on this until we get to Scrawl, which should show up... I mean, literally is going to show up next turn. So we can smite you. We could conclude... I hate to... I hate to do it this way, but... I'm pretty sure we kill you next turn regardless. It's worth noting, this is actually like a bad draw. For all of the, like, it looked like that fight went super well. I think we could maybe make a Sash Whip work, honestly. That was actually like a pretty not ideal draw for us, and it still worked out nicely. Letter Opener? Sure. Okay, so now here, we're gonna play powers, we're gonna get hit, but this is where it helps us to have double regen potions. We don't need to play a Foresight early, necessarily. I'm definitely willing to take the risk on this one. So that would look like an Eruption, a Consecrate, then we Scrawlin'. We can exit Stance 2 ways. We'd really like to kill enemies. This pays for itself. It would be nice to hit you, don't get me wrong, but then like for 2 energy, we get another Gremlin Horn. I would say we're going to be able to exit Stance next turn. So I'd say the next thing is get some safeties in your hand. And then play your vaults. We're probably going to get a vault here. And we did indeed. I would say this is a Wallop for some good damage. A Smite for some good damage. Let's Empty Fist just to be safe. And then we'll vault out of it. Now, you're doing 24 damage, which is not that scary. For 2 energy, we can get there. I'm just going to be smart here. Even though playing the Eruption seems nice. I'm going to play my Deceive Reality to get a new safety in hands. I'm going to take myself to 0 damage. Let's enter Calm, just so we have energy stored for the future, and choose our draw for next turn. Conclude is a little spicy. I actually think more than anything else, because we might get a Stance Exeter. Maybe we'll take Fear No Evil Sash Whip, just so we can guarantee weakness if we want it. This is pretty good, actually. So we can Empty Fist, Sash Whip. Fear No Evil, we're back in the Calm state. I'm glad we replenished our safety. And I'll actually strike you rather than smite you. You're healing for 15 a turn, huh? That's... I mean, it's really just annoying. We need 8 block. We're gonna get there. I don't really want to give you 2 extra strength. I'll smite you once. Why not? I'll smite you twice. It might compromise our lethality, but I'm not sweating it too much right now. This would be a great turn to exit stance. And actually, like, now that I look at it, I'm like, we probably could have erupted on this turn and sorted it out. But we're doing good things. That gets us there. We want to not see this, probably see that. Still in calm as well, so we're taking no damage. Let's just slow down your HP gain. We're winning this fight really, like, just to be honest, we're winning it really easily right now. That could change, for all I know. $28 damage. Just looking. I mean, I'm willing to overspend a little bit just to take 0. And now we're just waiting for enough smites to be in hand for us to pop out with an eruption and kill you. There's no doubt about that. So we want to play a defense. We could afford to play a smite just to keep our hand running clean and lean here, I think. This has to be the turn where we kind of bust out. I'd love to kill you with an empty fist here. But I kind of want to... You know what? We can still end in inner peace for sure. Get some safeties in hand. Inner peace. Okay, now we can play Scry. Or like our Scry power. And we're lucky enough to draw it on turn 1. We will hit you and weaken you. I'm just going to call it this, and it's kind of sad to say. This run could have beaten A20. We're soloing the first boss easily. It's taken us a little time, but we would have gone into our next boss fight with basically the ability to have, I don't even know, like 90 regen. And so it's only sad in the sense that we could have gotten there. Like, if we had just won an earlier run and then this run had happened to be A20, then we could have gotten there. But I guess you can't really think about it that way. We are getting a little too much in our hand. I think we got to play, like, 2 smites just to get those retains gone. You're still healing for 15 every turn, which is kind of crazy. We don't need a vigilance. Everything else I do kind of like. So we love a Sash Whip. That's a pretty important one for us. We blocked enough. I'll smite you once. I think it's really important that we use these smites with our eruptions. Whenever possible, at least. We kind of want to be able to exit our stance, though, in order to do it. Otherwise, it's... Like this, as much as I hate to say it, this turn's kind of untenable for it. I'm willing to take 1 damage. It pains me, don't get me wrong, but for all the, you know, we're taking a lot. You should see the other guy. That's the way to describe this one. I'll tell you, though, we don't need this many blocks. We can afford to dump a couple of... Then now we're talking. Get him. Get him. We still have an empty fist. Put up a sick block. Get him. Get him. Get him. Empty fist. That's your play. There you go. I don't think a Consecrate or a Strike are that good right now. We'll get our deck whipping around a little bit faster. 16. We're drawing... I hate that we're drawing sludges, but again, the risk of losing this run is actually, like, pretty much 0. Eruption. Anytime you see an eruption, you just look at that as like, we might have you, and we have you. This was possibly the greatest Slay the Spire run I've ever played in my entire life. We were never in danger at all. We have an Ascension streak. A18 and A19 went down on the you know, a back-to-back situation, and we were just... I mean, I find myself compelled to look at this one, just to see... Like, what... I owe a lot of our success to Lesson Learned. That's a given. I owe a lot of our success probably to Molten Egg and Gambling Chip. That went really well. Like, really well. For now, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We are moving on to Ascension 20. Exciting and a little scary. I'll see you then.